with your career. So you've done many things in your career, and in today's day and age, millennials who are in the first 10 to 15 years of their career, they're going to switch their jobs on average every 1.5 to 2 years. What advice do you have on how to decide what the best next step is for you?
Well, I have always thought about my life and what is the next best step. So I envy the people who have, 10-year, 20-year, even lifelong plans. But that has just never felt comfortable to me. Mm-hmm. So I know you went to Stanford, and we were talking earlier about the first career choice that each of us made. I actually went to graduate school right after Stanford, but the first career choice I made, like you, was to go to McKinsey. Mm-hmm. Because I knew that I wanted kind of more formal training in how to think about problems, right. And to complement what I had learned in school with real kind of business world experience, particularly from a strategic and a financial standpoint. And I completely learned that at McKinsey. And then after McKinsey, I knew I wanted to learn more about finance. Okay. I didn't think I wanted to work in finance kind of for my long-term career, but I knew I really wanted to understand kind of how markets worked, how companies thought about their market position. And so I'm grateful for the few years I then spent on Wall Street. But while there, I realized I was most passionate about the things that my parents were most passionate about, which was pretty frustrating. I don't know how many of your members might have had similar kind of moments of realization. I'd worked really hard to kind of find what I cared about, and ultimately kind of through that hard work and that introspection, I realized I cared most about the things that my parents, and particularly my mom, cared most about, kind of empowering women and girls, looking to kind of democratize information and even more opportunity. And so I knew that I wanted to join my parents in the work of the Clinton Foundation. And I know that I am more able to make a difference now because of how I spent my 20s working at McKinsey and in finance. So I don't regret that time at all. I am grateful for that time. And yet I know that what I'm doing now is the right choice for me today.
So when was a specific moment, or was there a specific moment when you thought to yourself, now is the time to take on this role at the foundation? What was that inflection point for you in your latest decision?
I don't think there was any kind of one moment. And again, I wish I were one of those people who could say like, aha, like I'd had an epiphany about A or an epiphany about B or C or Z. But it was more just a slow realization that I was so passionate about the conversations I would be having with my parents, around the dinner table or over the phone. And that is where I wanted to spend more of my time and energy. So it was more a slow realization than kind of any one kind of big cartoonish aha moment.
What does